Wasn't there some speculation that she was on Epstein's yacht at one point in time?
Remember when people whispered that Meghan Markle was once spotted on Epstein's yacht? By January 2026, she thought that chaos was long buried. She believed her past was safe. No more whispers, no more clues. The yacht talk erased, or so she thought. Then Joe Rogan came crashing in and turned everything upside down. No filter, no limits, pure mayhem. He started digging into the part of Meghan's past she hoped the world forgot. Luxury yachts, secret crowds, and names she never wanted tied to hers again.
Most influential man in the world, Time magazine should have been.
No, Meghan Markle beat me.
God. How if it's most influential, there should be there's no debate. Nobody's even in the same category as you.
I don't know. I don't think about it. I try not to. It's a little complicated.
I'm thinking about it, though.
I really shouldn't be influential.
It exploded fast because Joe Rogan doesn't back down. Not from royals, not from Hollywood elites, not from billionaires. If something smells off, he pulls the thread until the truth unravels. Behind the scenes, panic hit like wildfire. Lawyers on speed dial, PR teams in meltdown, phones lighting up non-stop. The one rumor Meghan had fought to bury suddenly went viral. Talk of her old yacht party lifestyle and whispers of ties to one of the most disgraced royals alive. For someone obsessed with a perfect image, this was pure nightmare fuel. And Joe Rogan isn't just any podcaster. He runs the biggest show on earth, reaching over 200 million listeners. When Joe speaks, the internet doesn't just listen, it explodes. He's never been one to bow to crowns or fame. Duchess or not, if something feels fake, Joe calls it out loud. He's been on Meghan's case before. In 2020, he roasted her, saying she turned Prince Harry's life into a celebrity brand circus.
How about the other
So
prince?
you got to go to again.
How about the other prince, the one that's Epstein's friend?
Oh, Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
What?
Yeah.
First of all, how odd is that guy when they're interviewing him and talking to him?
Yeah.
It's like, what?
The Queen kicked him to the curb.
He even joked she'd end up selling products. And later, that didn't seem far off. By 2023, Joe mocked her deal or no deal story about feeling objectified. His tone, cold, sarcastic, totally ruthless. That's Joe. No filters, no pity. So when he allegedly linked Meghan's rumored yacht past to elite social circles around Prince Andrew, alarms went off fast. This wasn't random clickbait. This was Joe Rogan, raw and relentless. He can't be bribed or silenced quietly. And when someone with that kind of influence starts connecting royal dots, it turns into an image disaster overnight. Here's the wild part. None of this was brand new. It's just that no one with Joe's platform ever dared to say it out loud.
Meghan Markle is reportedly facing a reshuffle in her inner circle as her new Netflix show With Love Meghan, which was launched earlier this month, faced mixed reactions. So how many times have we heard Meghan Markle having a best friend? You know, we've had Jessica Mulroney, Serena Williams.
Author Kirby Summers had already been digging into these elite connections for years. In her research on Ghislaine Maxwell, she hinted that Meghan might have crossed paths with Prince Andrew long before Harry came into the picture. Summers even claimed there were early 2000s photos showing Meghan on a yacht in Pattaya, Thailand, when Andrew was reportedly there too. She said the photos exist, but big media outlets never dared to print them. And one name keeps popping up, Marcus Anderson. The powerful Soho House insider Summers says helped Meghan enter high-end circles, connecting her with elite influencers who shaped her rise.
Started. So the Daily Mail Plus released this article, Why Meghan Markle's best friend, who set her up with Prince Harry, has vanished. Whatever happened to Meghan's best friend Marcus Anderson? The tall, handsome Canadian was third wheel in the early days of her romance with Prince Harry, and he was front and center at their 2018 wedding.
That's the exact trail Joe Rogan tugged at. And once he did, the whole story blew open. Even crazier, there's actual proof Meghan got an invite to Yacht Week 2016 in Croatia. a party GQ once called Sodom and Gomorrah at sea. People described it as Tinder at sea, non-stop parties with the super-rich, not calm sunsets. The scene? Wild, gorgeous women mingling with billionaires under quiet, unspoken arrangements. Did Meghan actually attend? No one knows for sure, but the invite was real and the access was there. And that's what Joe keeps circling back to. He's not dropping random gossip. He's asking why everything lines up so perfectly.
He's truthful about a lot of the things he says in Spare about this. Well, we want that story to die, so we're going to give you this story. However, he does it today. Him and Meghan do the same thing today. I've seen that Meghan and Harry tried to discredit certain media outlets because they don't like what they're going to say.
Joe's involvement changed everything. When gossip mags talk, people shrug. When royal writers speculate, critics shout lies. But when Joe Rogan breaks it down on the world's biggest podcast, it hits different. He's survived cancel culture, Spotify wars, media backlash. Nothing can stop him now.
And you can imagine, since we first revealed this video on last night's show, the reaction around the world has been extraordinary. Piers Morgan posted on X, "We're about 2 months away from the sex tape."
When Joe Rogan drops questions like, "What's this about Meghan being on yachts with Prince Andrew?" Or, "Why's Marcus Anderson linked to Epstein-style circles?" people stop scrolling and listen. Clips go viral. The audience leans in, and suddenly, Meghan's flawless royal image starts cracking apart. Joe asked what mainstream reporters won't. Why hasn't anyone ever investigated this? Once millions of his fans start digging, sharing, and demanding answers, there's no PR spin strong enough to contain it. Insiders say Meghan's team went into total panic the second Joe began talking. Not because he accused her, but because he asked the kind of questions that no one can control. You can threaten tabloids with lawyers. You can charm royal writers with access. But Joe Rogan? He's untouchable. And that's exactly why they're scared.
Is this preemptive announcement about Harry's security just more of the same, or is there more to it? Now, initially, I caught the first announcement on it. Then the very first announcement of it was LBC UK. And I sort of thought, yeah, typical Harry and Meghan. Here we go, preemptive announcement.
Now the Marcus Anderson angle, that's where it gets messy. Joe keeps circling back to it. Anderson isn't some random friend. He's the global membership director at Soho House and the one who introduced Meghan to Prince Harry. That's confirmed. But Joe keeps pushing. How did Anderson decide Meghan was right for a prince?
Prince Harry wanted to make amends and come meet my dad. Wow, that's just crazy. I'll tell you right now, Prince Harry, if it has to do with anything with the Netflix crew and cameras, don't even bother. My dad's had enough crap.
What was their bond before Harry? Why was he so confident setting them up? Anderson's been running in elite circles since the early 2000s. Soho House isn't your average club. It's a secret world of influence. Private rooms, hidden parties, whispered deals. Anderson's job was literally to link the powerful with the soon-to-be powerful. And according to Joe's discussions, one of those connections might have tied Meghan and Prince Andrew through overlapping elite social networks from the Maxwell-Epstein era.
Andrew, now just Andrew. There's no coming back for him, is there? I mean, you detail a lot of it in the book. There's a lot of stuff that I wasn't aware of. But he can't come back now, sure.
If Anderson was introducing Meghan to big names before Harry, maybe meeting the prince wasn't luck at all. Joe's framing it like a strategy, not a fairy tale. His audience loves it. They're hooked on every theory. Then there's that so-called missing piece, the rumored Thailand yacht photos. Joe keeps hinting they might exist. Author Kirby Summers claimed some major media outlets may already have photos showing Meghan on a yacht in Pattaya, Thailand with Prince Andrew from 2001. If that's true, why has no one ever published them? Joe keeps hammering that same question. Because if those pictures are real, showing Meghan and Andrew together during the Epstein timeline, that's not just awkward news, that's explosive. It could drag her into one of the darkest royal scandals ever. Now, fact-checkers say certain online yacht photos actually show model Alexandra Esca, not Meghan. And that's true for those images. But Summers wasn't talking about random internet pics. She meant alleged unreleased photos supposedly held by major outlets. Huge difference. Joe keeps reminding his listeners of that over and over. So why the silence? Legal pressure, palace influence, fear of lawsuits. It's the same playbook every time. When it involves the elite, stories vanish. Too much money, too much power to protect. But Joe Rogan's not following their script. He's demanding to know why no one's digging deeper, why no one's asking for proof, and why these supposed photos, if real, are still buried. Joe isn't pulling punches. He's calling out the double standard loud and clear. Why does Meghan get a free pass when others get dragged nonstop? That's the question driving his fans wild, and it's making her team sweat. Meghan reportedly can't stand how Joe operates because his massive platform cuts through royal polish and forces questions the traditional press won't touch. That kind of exposure hits harder than any tabloid headline. And here's Meghan's real problem. It's brutal. She can threaten tabloids, hire top lawyers, and twist headlines. But she can't silence Joe Rogan. He's untouchable, broadcasting from the U.S., armed with cash, influence, and the world's biggest audience. Any move to stop him would only blow up in her face and prove his point, that powerful people really do have secrets they don't want exposed. Her usual tricks, legal threats and PR spin, don't work this time. You can't out-talk someone with 200 million fans hanging on every word. So what's her next move? Reportedly, silence. She's hoping it dies down, but staying quiet while Joe keeps mentioning yacht rumors makes her look like she's hiding something. Insiders say her team's furious but stuck. If they clap back, it blows up more. If they ignore him, he keeps going. Either way, she's cornered. Joe knows that, and he's flooring it. Every time he revisits the story, he chips away at her polished image, and no one can stop him. Now imagine Prince Harry caught in the middle. Joe's mocked him before, questioning their love story, suggesting Meghan's play was more ambition than affection. If the yacht rumors start sticking, and people think Meghan had ties to Prince Andrew before Harry, his image takes a hit. Suddenly, Harry doesn't look like the devoted husband. He looks like the guy who got played. Imagine realizing your wife might have met your disgraced uncle years before you, through the same elite circles she used to run with. That's the brutal picture Joe's painting, and it's cutting deep. Even if it's all speculation, the damage isn't in the proof. It's in the questions. Once those hit the air, they don't disappear. Joe's 200 million listeners keep hearing the same storyline. Meghan, the master connector, not the fairy tale bride. And Harry, the prince who fell straight into the setup. He can't fight back without real evidence, and he's got none. He can't prove Meghan never met Andrew, and that Marcus Anderson link? Still hanging there with no clean answer. Word is Harry's already shaken, asking what's real, what's spin, and whether William and Charles were right all along. And as Joe keeps connecting those dots, the public starts to see their marriage differently. Less romance, more strategy. Suddenly, it looks like ambition was driving the royal love story. Then Joe starts digging into the real power web, Soho House. Mainstream outlets tiptoe around it, but Joe dives right in. Soho House has long been tied to ultra-wealthy elites and some questionable figures. One big name, billionaire investor Ron Burkle, has faced scrutiny for social overlaps with Epstein-linked networks. and he's been part of Soho House since 2002. Here's what makes Soho House a different beast: secrecy. No photos, no recordings, no leaks. Everything happens behind locked doors, and that's the whole sell. Privacy for the powerful. It's where big names mix, make deals, and move quietly. So when Joe starts asking what really went down in those private rooms, what kind of networking Meghan was doing, and whether Marcus Anderson was connecting ambitious women to powerful men, that's when things turn explosive. Because Soho House can't deny introductions. That's literally what they do. But if they dig into Anderson's past, they risk exposing how the whole machine operates. Joe's questions have them boxed in tight. If Soho House confirms anything, it could blow open years of secret networking among the elite. And that's what makes Joe's angle so dangerous. He's not accusing, he's revealing how the system itself works. It's a trap no one can escape. Not Meghan, not Anderson, not even Soho House itself. Either they defend Meghan and Marcus Anderson, or stay silent and let the rumors explode. No matter what, that secretive social scene is getting dragged straight into the spotlight, and that's exactly what Joe Rogan wants. He's pushing people to ask the uncomfortable questions. Who met who? How did those introductions really happen? And what kind of deals went down behind those closed doors? Once those questions start flying, Meghan's carefully polished story starts falling apart fast. The truth? Those yacht whispers have floated around for years, brushed off as wild gossip, until Joe stepped in. Suddenly, what was once dismissed as online noise is being heard by hundreds of millions. When the most powerful podcaster alive brings it up, people don't laugh, they lean in. And Joe's not letting go. For years, he's questioned Meghan's motives, hinting that her past might not be as clean-cut as it seems. These new yacht allegations fit perfectly into that pattern, and that's why it's impossible for her to escape. Stay quiet, and she looks like she's hiding something. Fight back, and she fuels Joe's fire. Either way, he wins. Joe knows exactly what he's doing. He keeps circling the same sharp questions, hitting the same weak spots, and reminding the world that powerful people hate having their past re-examined. Now he's asking the questions Meghan's team reportedly can't answer, and it's driving them wild. Why was Meghan invited to Yacht Week 2016 if she wasn't part of those elite circles? Why did Marcus Anderson have such deep access to her world, personal and professional? How did a cable TV actress afford that luxury lifestyle before royalty? Why was she showing up at those high-end events surrounded by billionaires? And what exactly was her link to Ron Burkle? But the question that keeps echoing across the internet and sends shockwaves through her camp. Did Meghan know Prince Andrew before she ever met Harry? That's the one no one will touch. And people can't stop asking, why won't she just answer it? Joe isn't claiming anything as fact. He's just putting the puzzle pieces on the table and saying, here's what lines up. Now explain it. That's his secret weapon, not accusations, but curiosity. He drops the clues, and his audience does the rest. Meghan can't respond without reopening parts of her past she's desperate to forget, and Joe knows that. That's where the real power lies. When people start connecting the dots themselves, they believe it even more. Joe's massive 200 million strong audience is doing exactly that right now. The conversations are spreading faster than any PR team can control. So what's next? Joe Rogan isn't backing off, not even close. He's got the reach, the platform, and the protection that come with being the biggest voice in podcasting. Meghan's team can't silence him, threaten him, or twist the story when one man's reach beats entire news networks combined. Now, the yacht rumors are out in the open, the Prince Andrew connection is under public scrutiny, and Marcus Anderson's role in that elite web is being questioned harder than ever. Meghan's once perfect image, reportedly cracking right in front of the world. Because once Joe starts asking what the media's too scared to ask, there's no going back. You can't unsee the dots once they're connected. And you definitely can't make millions of listeners forget. This isn't just about whether the yacht rumors are true, it's about whether Meghan can withstand Joe Rogan's unstoppable spotlight. Joe didn't accuse, he sparked a conversation. And once that conversation starts, it can't be erased. So what do you think is really happening here? Drop your take in the comments. And if this breakdown got you thinking, hit subscribe and stay tuned, because this royal storm is only heating up.